All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of our State of Decay 2 New Player Guide. Good to be back. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing this. I've been having a great time doing this, and, you guys have been telling me that it's really been helping out and that you guys are learning from it. So, hey, we're going to keep it going. And again, if you guys have any questions, things that I might not cover in the guide, just make sure you guys ask in the comments, and either myself or other people who are extremely knowledgeable in the community will definitely try to get back to you as soon as possible. But here we go again. So last episode, we took out our first plague heart, and we recruited that enclave. We're kind of getting to the end of the tutorial, which I said, like, the tutorial has a set group of missions that kind of put you on rails, and they kind of try to bring you along and show you, like, I guess you could say the way the game plays out. You know what I mean? I don't know. Pretty much, you loot, plague hearts, enclave missions, trying to get the gameplay loop. Jeez, brain. Pretty much tries to just introduce you to the gameplay loop, and it does an okay job. But like I said, I wanted to make sure that we touched up on a couple things, got a little more detail, and then the thing is once you're outside the tutorial, it kind of just drops off and doesn't tell you anything. So that's what I'm here for. We're gonna keep it going, and like I said, we're right at the end of the tutorial.
The team is a great way to earn some respect.
But as you can see here, we're gonna have a bunch of missions popping up now because we finished that. Each one of our community members is gonna have their own goals. Like right now, one of our community members said, "Threat to our own safety. Earn standing in your community by hunting a feral near the ranger station." So this mission is going to introduce you to your first feral zombie. Now, if you're brave, you can go and hunt it down at night. But if you're brand new to this game and you've never seen a feral before, I maybe do it during the daytime. Do it when the sun comes up, so you can see what you're dealing with. But this mission is investigate Rusty Rosie's to claim a new base whenever we're ready to move. We don't have to rush that right now. Generally, when you want to move is when you're in your base and you need something, but you don't have the space for it right now. As you can see, right now we're in our base. I don't really need anything. I even have a free slot that I haven't filled with anything yet. And that just goes to show that right now I'm comfortable in this space. So I'm not in a super, super big rush to get out. But if all your facility slots are full, and you're like, man, I need space, you know what I mean? Then you could look into moving. But that's generally the only time I move. I don't just move to move, because sometimes, especially on the other maps, like Drucker County, Meager Valley, and Cascade Hills, those three maps there, the starter bases are really, really good. Very, very, very powerful. So generally, there's no rush for me.
Folks think about
Here we go.
some stuff with the neighbors.
Okay, so I'm going to hold off on this feral mission, and I'm going to go ahead and look into this mission here. Trader, a friend in need. So, in my experience, missions are one of the better ways to get money influence in the game. I've had a lot of people ask me, let me see. So we can talk to Perez about his concerns. We'll go see what he has to say. Sometimes your people are like, hey, if you do this, like, it's going to upset me or whatever, but generally it's usually not a big deal. Oh, I am playing as Perez. Never mind. So our doc wants to tell me what his concerns are. Or we're not, we're not playing as Perez. So right now, I know these people, their prices are going to be way too high. Why are we risking interacting with other groups anyways? And we're just going to pretty much tell them, hey, listen, like, if you don't want to do the mission, you could just cancel it here. But there's no reason why we're not going to go.
If we don't knuckle down, we're not going to make it.
No reason for us not to build up some... Ooh, okay, so this is the first time that the game is like, hey, you're going across the map. Now, since we've started this series, we've pretty much stayed in this area right here, which is kind of crazy now that I'm thinking about it. Like, holy crap, I just did 3 episodes, like 4 or 5 hours of State of Decay, and I stayed in this little area here. But yeah, there is, as you guys can see, a whole lot of map, other towns and stuff that you can go to. But traveling, this is a good, I guess, a good thing. Traveling across the map is good because you can go to areas, as you know, this area is starting to get a little depleted on resources. We're really having to go out of our way to find anything at this point. But when that happens, you can travel to other cities, other towns in the map and find resources. But as you can see, there's 2 plague cards here. So driving through this plague territory, I am risking waking up a plague cart, which that's when the system, the new infestation system, can kind of get a little hairy. You wake up a plague cart, it's going to still try to attack you. So in my mindset, you have to remember, I want to get over here, do this mission without waking up plague carts, without wasting resources. I want it to be as clean as possible. So we're going to head over there with that in mind. We're not coming here to fight. We're not coming here to do anything else. We're coming to meet up with a group of survivors and see what they have to offer. But we're going to meet a trader. We haven't really worked with a trader, like an enclave, really since we started this playthrough. We had the one group that we sucked up into our group. So what you do is, if you know you're going to go meet up with a trader to see what they have to offer, bring some stuff to sell, things you don't need. All right, so I'm going to start going through my locker here. Generally, when it comes to guns and things like that, I don't like to keep more than one of each gun type, but at the same time, guns and melee weapons break down for a lot of parts to craft things. So I usually do not sell guns. I'll just break them down for parts. And the same thing with melee weapons. I generally don't sell melee weapons. I just break them down for resources. Now, the things I do sell are consumables I know I'm never going to use, or crafting items that I don't really need at the moment, or I know I'm never going to use, facility mods I know I'm never going to use, and extra backpacks and luxury items. These here, because some of you guys probably been getting these luxury items. Okay, what are these for? What are these for? These are for trading. That's their actual purpose in the game. As you can see, like this bottle of 20-year-old scotch, it has extraordinary trade value. This has high trade value. Extraordinary trade value. So extraordinary is the highest. If you see stuff that has extraordinary, that means it's going to sell for the most, and they do sell for a good bit. Generally like 120, 130 influence per item. So we're going to go ahead and prioritize grabbing these. And then same thing with these notes. These don't sell for very much. So if you have something better to sell, I would waste your space on those instead of these notes. But eventually you can sell these. Same thing with these backpacks, these crappy backpacks. You could sell those. But again, they don't sell for very much. So I'm going to try to see if I have other things that will bring me that have more value, like seeds. So I personally don't really use gardens all that much. I would say hold off on selling your seeds if you think you might want a garden.
You always brighten my day.
I'm going to my playthrough, I'm going to be showing you how to play the game without having to use a garden. So if you're going to kind of follow along what I'm doing, seeds will kind of be pointless for you. So I'm going to sell my seeds. I know I'm not going to use this canning station because I don't really care about food storage. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up the vehicle. We got to make sure we store these scraps of circuitry. Definitely don't want to sell those. So we'll store that. All right, and then let's see here. I'm going to keep the chemicals and the ethanol. Now, chemicals and ethanol, these actually sell for a lot. So if you're like, these are used also for crafting though. But if you do end up getting a point where you have like 100 ethanol, yeah, you can sell 30, 40 of it. Same thing with chemicals. But these are a pretty good crafting resource. I generally hold on to those. Same thing with pile of weapon remains. I've actually not shown you guys this. Now, one of the features of your workshop, when you're going around and you're looting, if you find piles of weapon remains, what you can do is go into your workshop, go into your repair and salvage section of your workshop, and down on the bottom here, you'll see salvage weapon remains. So what happens is you activate this. Takes 5 minutes and you'll break down those weapon remains and you'll get 50 parts out of it. So if you remember, anytime you loot those, break them down. It's free parts. So we're going to keep this water cooler. I'm going to get rid of this fuel tank. pesticide shelving unit. I'm gonna get rid of all of those because I know I don't want them or need them, and I still have a couple spaces. So now I'll grab, you know, crappy backpacks and the 2 notes for right now, just to get them out of my locker. And then what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to prune my my box here. Like I said, I generally don't keep a lot of guns that I like. It's just a waste. You'll see a lot of people who play this game. They'll just if it's not my collecting community, because I do have a community where I collect, but even on my collector community, I only keep 1 or 2 of each gun at that, because I could only shoot 1 gun at a time, you know what I mean? And if I really, really need to, I can just move guns around survivors and things like that. Give each person their own specialty loadout. But I don't need 10 of these. I'll never use them. You know, they're just going to sit in your locker and collect dust. And what happens is people are like, man, how do you get parts in this game? I have such a hard time getting parts. And I'm like, well, look in your locker. I guarantee you got 13 pistols that you've never touched or will touch. Break them down. Get the parts from them. So right now I'm only at 149 parts. I'm going to prune my crate right now, and you'll see how many parts I have at the end of this. So I have 2 PPKs. All right. I know I don't need 2 PPKs. So I'm going to scrap one of them. Strip the ammo out of these. Definitely want to keep these right here, though. Real quick, I do want to take the suppressor off of this 1022. This one has the better suppressor I told you guys about last episode. My handgun is my primary weapon that I'm keeping, so I want to put the good suppressor on my handgun. All right. We got now the handgun with the better suppressor on it. So I want to keep this. I'm going to keep this rifle. Now I have 2 shotguns. They're both pump action, and they both hold. No, this one has a higher capacity. So as you guys can see, this one has more accuracy though. So I'm going to keep both of these shotguns for right now until I figure out which one I actually want. But now I have 2 classic crossbows. I don't need 2 classic crossbows. I'm going to break this one down. We have the combat crossbow, which is actually better than the classic. So I'm going to swap that out. And then the hunting crossbow, I'm going to get rid of that. All right, there we go. And then, let's see, I don't need 2 hatchets, so we'll get rid of one of those. Keep the machete. Now the military baton, I might keep because I have people that have striking, so I might use that. But this nail puller, scrap. Police nightstick will keep. Crowbar, scrap. 2 wooden bats I don't need, so we'll scrap one of them. And I'm going to keep my heavy weapon here. And then this rusty screwdriver, you could just scrap it. It's not really, or you could sell it, depending on whatever one you want to do. But there you go. So now I'm up to 416 parts. All right, and I got rid of a bunch of stuff we don't need. Got 2 more spaces where we can carry stuff, and I think I might grab those 2 7-slot backpacks. There we go. And now we're all full up. We have a bunch of gear on us that we're going to sell, make a little bit of money, and go from there. All right, so it's marked on the map. Like I said, it's nighttime. The main thing you want to watch for when you're driving through Plague Territory is screamers. Because screamers they are I guess you could say, the easiest way to wake up a plague heart. So once you get into Plague Territory, you just slow down a bit. Make sure you're scanning down the road, watching the sides of the roads, and watching for those screamers. If you do see one, either A, stop and shoot it, or try to give it a wide berth. Just go really, really far around it so you don't aggro it. I still need to come down and get that vehicle. Oh, another car here, too. It's that pickup truck. And there's a feral, guys. We didn't even have to wait for the mission. So right now, we're gonna avoid that guy for right now. There's no reason to get out the car. There's a feral. But like I said, we have a mission to hunt one down, so we know they're spawning in the world now, so you have to be a little bit more vigilant now.
You know, if we put some work into that spot, we might just turn it into a new base.
Okay, right on the edge of the play territory. You can see it on the mini map, and you'll know you're in once you get the. There it is.
Plague zombies around here.
Okay, so we're watching for screamers. The normal zombies don't matter as long as you don't hit them with your car. There's nothing they could do to set off the heart. All right, what's the best way to get here from there? Okay, so we're going to turn down this road here. And once we go to do that mission to hunt down the feral, I'll kind of give you guys a little feral one-on-one, give you guys an introduction of how they work, because they are the bane of most players. State of Decay players exist. Like, most people that play this game hate the feral zombies because they're quite hard to deal with sometimes. And nice, I didn't even have to kill that one. But we're like in between plague territory, as you guys can see. So we should. Now, I said when you're on the edge of plague territory, still be careful, because I've had instances where I've killed zombies right on the edge, and it still counted towards waking up the heart. So if you're like right on the edge, I would still count that as being in plague territory. All right, so this is Giles here. Let's see what they have. So thanks for coming. I know we're asking a lot for these items, but times are tough. We'll just say no problem. So we just got to trade them for any resource rucksack in order to finish the mission.
Yo, wanna trade?
The prices really aren't that bad. They charge $175 instead of $125, which really isn't that big of a deal. But also, I'm going to check what else they have for sale here. So before I go clogging up their inventory with stuff to sell, I want to see what they have. Some 7.62. That's actually quite expensive, though. They're charging quite a lot. 26 rounds, 200 influence, not worth it. This gun here, this 22, is quite cheap, but we don't need it. We already have a 22. It does have a scope on it, a sight. So I would say it's a little better than the 22 we have back at base. Then we have another 870, which we already have. Some low tier melee weapons, meds if you need them. Whistle and box mines are okay, but they're very expensive. And then this collection reference books, very, very expensive. Not worth it, in my opinion. Actually, holy crap, I've never seen this before, actually. I take it back. This is a really good mod. Not worth it right now because I'm not going to build a lounge, but this actually accelerates skill improvement for all survivors. So in a lounge, they have the ability to train all of your survivors' skills, and this mod accelerates that. I've actually never seen this mod before in the game. 6,000 hours in this game, and I'm still learning stuff and finding stuff for the first time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to they have food, materials, a lot of materials, and medicine. Let's sell the stuff we have. I'm going to check my base numbers and see
That is a lot to
what
carry.
resource I need the most.
Yo, wanna trade?
Why not?
Okay, so now you see how
You looking to trade?
the stuff went red here? That means they don't have enough money to give me. So what you can do in that case is I could buy a bag of resources. When you buy something, that the money you spend goes into them. So you can kind of spend and take. But let me see what resources we have. So I could use a little bit of materials, especially because I know I'm going to be moving into a base soon. And I could use a little bit of meds. So I'll probably trade them for
How about it?
Why not?
one of the materials.
Hey, we made good partners. I think they'll give us better prices in the future. And trade is the key to our survival.
I gotta admit, I'm on the fence with this.
Hey, hun, you're welcome to come in.
Yep. And now we have another enclave on the map that we can trade with. Event you can recruit right now if you really, really needed a person, but they cost. Once you get them up to allies, right now they're only friendly. They're free. So you could try to grind out the Enclave to Allied, which doesn't take very much, guys. It's not actually a grind.
You looking to trade?
Or you could just wait. And then, yeah, I'll grab a bag of meds. So we'll sell this. Bag of meds. We're good to go. So being here, there's no reason. I got this scout location right behind us. Haven't really been in this area, so we'll hop up there real quick and scout. Like I said, anytime you're in an area that has one of these scout towers, especially if you don't know the map, hey, just pop up there and
This place looks empty.
scout it out real quick. See if there's a
Damn. Let's hope you still run.
utility truck. That's actually a really good vehicle.
I think that'll do it.
And as you can see, we got some loot locations around here. Nothing that we really need, though. Survey car there. Another pretty good vehicle. Now, the cool thing is a lot of these vehicles are down closer to when we move. Here, it'll be easy to go around and grab these vehicles and bring them back to base. It won't be as much of a hike. There's no like tow system or anything like that in SOD State of Decay, so you gotta go on foot, grab the vehicle, bring it back to base. All right, so we're gonna bring these resources back to base, then we're gonna go hunt us a feral, guys. Now, same mindset. It's daytime, so it'll be a little easier to see. Visibility is gonna be a bit better, but we're driving through this plague territory. We're looking out for screamers. Now, if you do aggro a screamer, it's not the end of the world. It will scream. It will stir the plague heart. It won't wake it up immediately, but it will stir it. And like I said, you only get a little bit. Am I going the right way? No, I'm going the actual opposite way I'm supposed to be going. The fog. Fog set in, guys. Now, a lot of you guys probably see me. When I play this game and I drive, I tend to stick to the roads. Now, the reason for that is there's a lot of areas on the map that are impassable, like you can't get over them. There'll be like mountains and stuff that you can't pass, like big, huge rock faces like that. But they don't show on the map. You can't tell the terrain difference. And you could run into bloaters, which are, you know, we haven't really seen too many of those yet, but they lay down in the ground. You could run into those. And generally, you're trying to save time, you know, as the crow flies going across the map. But what ends up happening is you get to a part you can't bypass. You have to stop, turn around. You drive down, try to find a way through, stop, turn around, drive this way, flip your vehicle over because the ground's uneven, run into a bunch of zombies, hit a bloater. Like, and at the end of the day, when you thought, oh, you know, let me just drive right across here. In theory, it sounds nice, but there's a huge mountain here that you can't pass, and then you got to end up going around anyways. And like I said, it's for me personally, just stick to the roads. It's easier, you know. It's honestly faster, and there are some maps you can cut across, but for the most part, I would always tell you guys just stick to the roads. What might take you what you think you're going to save yourself 10, 20 seconds. Literally, that's all you're going to save, 10, 20 seconds. You save a little bit of fuel, you think, but at the end of the day, you're probably just going to end up losing more time because you don't know the map, and you're going to end up using more fuel because you don't know the map. So, stick to the roads. There's a feral, baby. Okay, so we're out of the plague territory. You don't have to worry about screamers anymore. We see them. It is what it is. We are getting low on fuel, but a little less than a quarter of a tank now. Yeah, I don't know if I told you guys, but when you're in a car, you can open the door and hit the zombies with the door. That's how I would advise you to hit them. Never hit them with the front of your car. Just if you are going to hit a zombie with the car, either A, hit them with the back or the door. And it is very satisfying, by the way, to hit zombies with the car door. All right, so we're gonna go hunt down this feral. Now, I know we've been playing on the survivor for a bit, and there's a good chance the survivor's gonna get tired soon. So we're gonna swap him out. Get him a base defense weapon. Just because I don't want him to get tired out on this feral hunt. And who will we send? Okay, so here we got one of our survivors, one of our mechanics, who actually has a skill up. Let me see it. So when it comes,
Scavengers focus on big items. If we stock up on small companies,
he's actually really good.
we'll add up when we need a trade.
This guy has a really good trait here. So generally, when you get new survivors in community, you want to see what they're about. So you want to check their traits, see what kind of traits they have. If that sometimes they'll have really nasty traits, like she has a bunch of negatives. So she has neurotic. You realize that literally everything is trying to kill you. So she has a huge morale decline. She levels slower, and I have to keep her morale at +10 in order to avoid her from fighting with people. So she's not a happy camper. Generally, if people are way too negative to the community, you want to kick them out because they can bring your group down morale-wise. But for right now, we're okay. Morale's sitting pretty steady. You could check your morale, by the way, right here. We're all cheerful, so we're at +16. If we fell below 10, people would start having issues. She would start having issues. But as you can see, we're at 16 right now. We're not having any issues. But you can see right here why people are even remotely upset. So mainly, these two are mad because we don't have beds. Tierra's mad because of her trait, and Perez is just irritated because of a fight. Now, actually, our morale would not be this high if we didn't kill that plague heart. But see how we killed the plague heart? We got a +20 to morale. So once that buff wears off, our morale is going to tank quite a bit. And people are going to start getting upset and things like that. So we are going to want to clean up these beds at some point if we're going to keep morale decent. All right, and look, boom, he just got tired. So I knew it was going to happen. But Boyle here has a mechanic upgrade. Just like these skills, they can specialize in either thing. And right here, you can have him specialize in auto mechanics, which unlocks the auto shop, allows you to craft upgraded vehicle repair kits, and you can actually craft upgrade kits for vehicles where you can deck them out with armor and things like that. It's not as, it's no, like, you'll see, it's not as, like, cool as it sounds. It's just a kit. It automatically has like a prefab upgrade, so you're not like tacking on plate armor to the vehicles or anything, like personally, but you'll see. So and then you have engineering, which allows you to do some crafting later on in the game. We're not going to worry about engineering right now, but we will grab auto mechanics. It's probably one of my favorite fifth skills. And he has a really good trait. Like I said, he's hard to kill, which at the end of the day makes it so he takes injuries 40% less, and he has +45 to his max health. Remember, I told you guys I seen him last episode. I was like, man, this guy has really high health. So Boyle's a really good survivor. Really, really good survivor. He has great skills, good fifth skill. He's a keeper. So we're going to go ahead and actually switch over to him. We'll send him to hunt down the feral. Why not? He's a good survivor. Risk his life. But what I'm gonna do, we're gonna change up his fit here a little bit. All right, he's gonna be our first shark hoodie dude. So we'll throw him in the white Assassin's Creed shark hoodie. And he has a bunch of gear on him, so we got to switch it out. So give him a handgun, take this heavy weapon off him. We're going to give him a good backpack. Grab our crossbow. And he doesn't have any fighting skills, so it doesn't matter. Next, meds.
Full, great attitude. I love this group.
I owe you one.
All right. So we're good to go. He's kitted out. Now, when you're going to fight your first feral, guys, ferals are fast. They're hard to shoot for a lot of people. So if I'm being honest with you, if you're still getting used to aiming in State of Decay, I would go for more of a spread fire than a single target type of shooting, like a bullet. And what I mean by that is generally go for like a shotgun. Shotguns will probably be your best bet if you are having aiming issues. Crossbows are probably the worst thing to try to fight a feral with, because if you miss, now you got to wait for that long reload animation, and it can put you in a situation. That's generally why if I am carrying a crossbow, you'll see me with a sidearm, something I can switch to and shoot the feral with. Now, this handgun is more than enough. You can go and kill it with the handgun. It only takes a single headshot on normal ferals, which is all you have to worry about in this difficulty. Is normal ferals, they die with a single headshot, like regular zombies. But when you get in higher difficulties, the hardest difficulty has these things called plague ferals. They have armored heads, so you have to keep shooting them in the head multiple times until the head breaks, the armor breaks, and then you can shoot them in the head with the final kill. But yeah, you have to keep headshotting them until you break the armor off, and it's a pain in the butt because they're just as fast, they're just as mobile. They just have armored heads. So for this, I'm going to show you guys proper. If you're going to hunt a feral, I would say, and you're not super comfortable with the game yet, definitely bring a shotgun. This will be your best friend. So we got 6 shots out of this shotgun, and it only takes 1 spread to kill him. And then obviously if we somehow missed all of our shotgun shots, because the shotguns are slow to reload. So if you do miss all your shots and don't kill the feral within the 6, I would switch to your sidearm and just start trying to pepper it up with the handgun, because the shotguns reload really slow. But you can partially reload the shotgun. So like say I shoot all 6 shots and it's empty, you can just reload 1 shell and then shoot it. Like you don't have to, you're not stuck in like a consistent reload animation. You could partially reload shotguns, which is nice. But we're gonna grab a little bit of extra stamina items too. So we're gonna play around with the feral a little bit. I'm gonna show you a couple things. All right. So we got to head up to this shack. Threat to our safety. There's a feral in the area. It's a good mission. We need fuel. We got a horde passing. So always check your cars before you leave. Last thing you want to do is run out of fuel while you're out in the field. So like right there, I got in my car and almost left without gas. Now, granted, I wasn't going very far, so it wouldn't have been a big deal. But now, when you have hordes close to your base like this, they can cause issues. They can path in here and then aggro and then start attacking your base. So we're just going to keep an eye on them. That little icon right there, that's a horde icon. Now, ferals aggro have very big aggro range. So what I advise you to do, if you're going into an area and you know there's a feral there, walk in, because the last thing you want to do is be in your car and have, this is if you're going to engage a feral. You can just kill them with your car too. There's a pretty easy way to do that. I'll show you that later on. But I want to teach you guys how to deal with ferals right now. Just in case you don't have a car. So I'm going to stay wide from the aggro range of the feral, because like I said, they aggro from very far away. The last thing I want is him to rush me and I'm not ready to fight him. I'm scrambling out the car and then I'm within close proximity of him. It's a pain in the butt. And you guys will understand why here in a sec. Because if I got out right now and he came up, boom, he's on top of me. And the thing is, you want ferals to be far away from you because they run in straight lines, guys. All right. So here we go. Feral hunting. Now you'll know you're getting close to one because they'll roar generally when they aggro.
That freak is fast.
There he is.
Can't let it get the jump on me.
Okay, so I think he might know where I am already. So we'll just hold off and see. Now, pharaohs run in straight lines, guys, like I said, but they're quite easy to dodge. When they're coming at you, you just dodge straight at them. But that's how they'll react for the most part. They just prowl around on all fours. They're blind, so they don't see, but they hear very, very, very well. So now what you're going to do is, obviously, if you got good aim, if you had a sniper rifle or something, long-range rifle, you could just aim, take a good shot, boom, headshot him. That's all it takes is a single headshot. But from this range, obviously, I wouldn't be able to hit him with the shotgun. You can't stealth kill these guys, so as soon as you get too close to them, they will aggro to you anyways. So let's aggro this guy. Now, once they start running at you, at any direction, you're going to dodge right when they get to you, and you'll dodge through them. And I call this motion playing with the pharaoh. Now, don't get crazy and spam your dodge because you're going to burn your stamina, and doing that puts you at risk. Just do a single dodge and walk away from the pharaoh. So you're going to kind of like cross like this. I'll show you. It's better if I just show you than try to explain it. Okay. So he's going to aggro here. Dodge. See what I mean? He runs in a straight line. Dodge. And just do this to get... Watch your stamina.
I got a line on where we might find that equipment we've been looking for.
As long as you're just doing a single dodge. You see how they're... And just practice this, guys. Like, if it's just you one-on-one with the pharaoh, especially early game like this, you're just getting kind of used to their patterns, how they move. Now, you can melee these guys. It is possible to melee them. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt, but we're not going to worry about that right now. For you as new players, I don't want you meleeing pharaohs if you don't have to. Just shoot them. It's easier. But as you guys can see, so that's all it takes to dodge these things, okay? So what you want to do generally is you want to, once you have one aggroed on you, you don't want to try to shoot him when he's initially charging you because you're probably going to miss. What you want to do is you want to dodge and then kind of line up that follow-up shot. Now we have a screamer coming, but always in the shed. But you dodge, you line up that shot, he runs straight at you, and boom, you could just shoot him. You know what I mean? And that would be it. Especially with the shotgun. If I had the handgun, same thing. Right there, you want to hit him in the head. Just aim down and shoot. Now, another thing I want to show you with these things is if you have flashbang grenades, you could throw one at it, and it knocks it down like that. Now, once it's knocked down like that, if you get it close enough to you, you can actually execute it in a single hit. But, yeah, that's Feral. A little bit of Feral one-on-one. Another thing you can use on these things is doors. You see, I knocked him with the door. It stuns him and allows you to one-hit kill him. So if I would have followed up, you've seen there's an execute button that pops up when you hit him with the door. That allows you to kill him in one hit. But I guess we'll do a little bit of a melee class here too, just because. Okay, so for meleeing pharaohs, you gotta dodge and start hitting them, right? Now, it's hard to explain. So how they attack is they'll stand there. You'll be hitting them. Once you see the pharaoh jump backwards like he did right there, they're gonna do this swipe attack, this flurry attack at you. When they're doing that, you don't want to hold any directionals. You just want to tap dodge twice. You want to dodge backwards. And
I gotta rest.
let me see if I can get it here. Oh, so I burned a lot of stamina. I wasn't paying attention to my stamina. So hit him. He jumps backwards, dodge. And that's how you got to pretty much just repeat that over and over again. And that's how you melee them. Like I said, it's a bit more of a pain in the butt. You don't need to worry about that, especially early game. I just say if you see a feral, he comes up, just shoot him and just be done with it, okay? And that's what makes the shotgun so good, because you don't really have to have any fine aim. You just aim at it and kill it. So there you guys go. There's feral 101. Now the higher difficulties.
You know what I like about ferals? Nothing. I hate those creepy bastards.
Later on in the higher difficulties, you'll end up having to fight multiple ferals. Like there's actual feral packs. They travel in packs of 3. In Nightmare Zone, you'll have 3 of those guys on you, and they're fast. They'll rip you apart quick. And then in Lethal Zone, you have the armored ones, and also packs of the armored ones. So that's probably one of the most dangerous things in the game is the armored feral packs. There it is. Killed our first feral. Now that symbol right there, if you look on the minimap, that is a bloater. I haven't really gave you guys bloater 101 yet. So there's a bunch of freak zombies in the game. Like I said, there's screamers, which we've seen already. We got inventory. I see this here. We'll loot it real quick. There's screamers. There's ferals, as you just seen. There's bloaters and there's juggernauts. Those are all the different. Ooh, a Molotov. All the different freak zombies. So bloaters, you can't melee these guys. You have to kill them in range. Because they explode when you get too close to them. They'll run at you and explode. Now, this one is actually sunbathing. They do this sometimes, and this is why you got to be careful driving across terrain, because you see how this guy is laying down here? If you hit that with your car, your whole car gets filled with this smoke, and it kills you quick. And in the higher difficulties, these guys will be red, and they'll have plague infection. And that is actually my number one way that I personally die in the game, is by running these guys over. Either they'll be in the road, I'll smack into them, they fill my car up with the smoke, and it kills your survivors so fast. So yeah, when you see these guys, you have to kill them with range. If I had my crossbow right now, I would just pop them. Now you have 2 choices. You can headshot them, and they'll just drop, and after a few, 30 seconds or so, they'll break down and disintegrate. Or you could shoot them in the belly and they'll pop. Now the only problem is when you pop them, it does make noise, and it spreads the gas. But as long as you're far enough away from the gas, it's not a big deal. I'll show you what the gas looks like. So that's the gas right there. You just got to be careful, because like I said, that stuff will choke you out pretty bad. But that's bloaters, guys. If he was standing up, I would have showed you another way to kill them without shooting. But he was sunbathing, so we'll have to wait. Now, like I said, we have this horde and a screamer right around my base. I want to kind of clear that horde off my base. Because when it comes to stuff like that, granted, yeah, it could just hang out there and never become an issue. Or it's going to come and attack me when I don't want it to come and attack me. So I'd rather deal with it on my own terms, because I know eventually having to deal with it's inevitable, because it's so close. And it's plague. So I just picked up that Molotov. I'll show you guys how to horde fight. So what you do is you're going to dodge. Wow, that's a big horde, actually. Now, with these guys, you want to just kind of dodge through them, get them all bunched up, and throw fire at the group when they're nice and clumped up, and the one Molotov will kill them all. That was actually a good-sized horde right there. But even I took a couple hits right there. I didn't have a lot of stamina items on me. But when you're horde fighting, the main thing you want to do is kind of just keep dodging through the group of zombies. Just spam dodging. Watch your stamina. Get them clumped up nice, and then throw the Molotov. Now, some of you guys are like, man, how did you throw that Molotov behind you? How it works is the direction that you throw something is the direction your camera is facing, not your survivor. So if I'm facing this way and my camera's facing this way and I throw something,
I'm running low on
it's going to go that way, even though I just wasted that. If I'm facing this way and I throw something, he's going to throw it behind him. Or to the side, or to the side. They always throw it in the direction that your camera's facing. So yeah, if you're dodging through the zombies, you're dodging through, and then run away, and then boom. Well, as you're running away, throw it behind you and hit them. Hope that I explained that well. All right, there we go.
After all that's happened, it feels good to get a win.
500 influence for that mission. Holy crap. Talking about payouts. So, go over the damage that we took. So as you guys see, I took a little bit of damage to my health. Nothing crazy. You could use resources to heal that up, but once you swap off the survivor, he's going to passively heal this, because you see how it's still black? That means it's not. Now, if this was gray, right here where this health is missing, that means that health is permanently gone until you heal him with either a first aid kit. Like, meds will not heal those injuries. We haven't taken one yet, so we'll discuss that later on when we do take one. But we also took a little bit of plague infection because we were going against the plague zombies. Like I said, this isn't anything. This will also passively go away on its own. Or, you know, if I wanted it to go away a little faster, you could put them in the plague bed, and that will actually make that bar go down a little faster. But it's really not a big deal. It's not a whole lot of plague. But once that white bar completely fills all the way up, you will be fully infected. All right, so let me see. What other missions we have? So we got Eagle Eyes, Builder, and Plunder. So this is actually one of the best building material missions in the game. And I always advise you, if you get this mission, do it, because it's going to hook you up big time. But I know I don't have very much storage left in my base for materials. As you guys can see, my materials right now are at 23. I could check an upgrade here. So I can upgrade this and it'll give me plus 10 to all my storages. I'm going to do that. But that's going to take 8 minutes, guys. That's going to take 8 minutes for that to be done. So while we're waiting for that, I don't want to do that Builder and Plunder mission yet. I want to go and grab another vehicle, because vehicles are another way for you to store resources when you have an overage. And I want to go get one of those cars that are down the road. But we're going to have to make our way on foot. Grab a crossbow. And I will heal up this little bit of damage here. But not the plague. That little bit of plague is perfectly fine. We'll be okay. All right. So we're going to leave the car here. And we're going to head back down here and grab this Ranger SUV. Now, I see it has fuel. So anytime you spot a vehicle on the map, you can check it. And see if it has fuel in it. In the lower difficulties, most of the time they'll be in good condition and have fuel. If not, you have to bring a gas can, and sometimes check the trunks too, because even if a car is empty, sometimes there'll be fuel in the trunk. This will be a good cardio workout for him, actually. So one of the ways to improve cardio is by sprinting, like that. And if you are going to do some sprinting, do it during the day when you can see what's around you. So that way I know there's not a feral right there, and I'm sprinting and it's going to aggro me if it's dark. You could also just kind of sprint around your base to build up cardio. But this is also fatiguing my survivor. So there's a good chance he's going to get tired faster by sprinting all the time. Because I had somebody say, hey, man, shouldn't you be sprinting more? Because I told you guys don't sprint if you don't have to. They're like, hey, shouldn't you be sprinting more to level up your survivor? Like, yes, you can. But you're also tiring out said survivor. The last thing I want to do is, especially if I'm going on like an offensive, is tire myself out before I even get there. But in this case, the workout's nice. Roads are clear. All right, we're almost there. This is a Easter egg here for it. Hello, Georgie. There's a little sailboat and a little red balloon. There's clown zombies in the game. They're very, very rare. But yeah, there's clown zombies. All right. So while we're here, we can hit the shed. Let me see if there's storage. So we'll hit the shed here.
This one's cleared out. Better keep moving. Yeah, that's locked.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to smash this door down. Just gonna kind of look around because I remember there was a feral, but I think it was further down the road. Because smashing this door is gonna make noise. I want to make sure there's nothing in the area that I'm gonna aggro that's gonna be bad. A single zombie or two is not a big deal, but you just want to make sure there's no freaks around. Like, there's a good. He might hear it, maybe. But as you can see, there's nothing really around, so we should be okay.
Locked up. That was loud.
As I said, I smash the door. I always step back out. Wait to see what comes, because a lot of you guys, you'll smash the door down, then you'll just go in there and start looting. But then you get caught in a small area and say you did aggro a horde or something, and then they all come and they're freaking on top of you. I always smash the door. I walk out, see what I aggroed. If nothing, all right, we're good. We're clear. Head in. Some parts. All right. So we just got some parts. Nothing crazy. Now we got a backup vehicle. It's always good to have a lot of vehicles. Now the only problem is when you go to move bases. Let me see if this bloater's standing up. I kind of wanted to teach you guys about the bloaters. If we could find one that's standing up. Good sized horde over there. Seen one on the mini-map over here. Yep, up here. He might be sunbathing also, though. Nope, there he is. So that, my friends, is a bloater. Like I said, from this distance, you could just shoot him in the head, or you could shoot him in the belly, but belly makes noise. Now, they don't run very fast, so if you aggro one, you'll start seeing them. They'll start, like, bumbling towards you. Very, very easy to get away from. But one of the ways you can kill these guys is when you do get too close to them, they do start kind of running fast at you, but with their bellies, they get off balance really, really quickly. So eventually they'll fall. So one of the ways you can kill these guys is you walk up to them, aggro them to the point where they start sprinting at you, and then just keep sprinting, and eventually they'll fall. So you want to do like this, get close, not too close. There you go. And then sprint away. You have to make sure you're sprinting. And then they'll just fall on their face. And that's one way you could shoot them without wasting any ammo or anything like that. You just kind of aggro them up. Okay, so we got another plague horde there moving. This is your biggest threat. This and plague hearts are your biggest threats of blood plague in the lower difficulties. So like I said, we could go down there. It's only 4 zombies. We could easily kill them. But it is a waste of resources, and you're risking for what? Just let them pass. In the higher difficulties, you're definitely going to have moments where you're just going to let the hordes pass. Ooh. So we got a trader. Traders are only on the map for 30 minutes. So what you could do is you could scroll over to trader here and see what kind of trader it is. This is a Red Talon supplier. So Red Talon is I guess you could say like they're the spec ops military mercenaries. They're really, really good at killing zombies. There's Red Talon operators that you can recruit to your community. There's a whole big thing that we'll get into later on. But Red Talons are cool. So these guys, if you are looking for guns, ammo, and things like that, check out this trader here. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is this mission despawning. But the trader's literally right here. So we're going to go check out the Red Talon trader really quick. I got a little bit of money. So we'll see what they have to offer. But look at that. We waited. The hordes moved past, even though I'm about to drive down where they are and potentially aggro them. We just hit them with the car. Some of you guys, though, I know you guys. A lot of people like their guns, so the Red Talon Trader is pretty cool. Yeah, we can just drive right past these guys. Now our storage is increased. Yep, he's right down here where we actually picked up the car. Now these traders also, if you're in trouble and you know where the Red Talon Trader is, these guys have some monster guns on them.
Hey there.
And they're pretty good at killing zombies, so.
haven't met, but I'm with Red Talon.
All right, so we're going to speak to Castillo.
Take it easy. I got
Trade.
some stuff to trade.
Sure.
Okay, so let's see what they have. So they have Willy Peak grenades, which are OP. They're very, 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 very strong. They kill plague hearts pretty quick. On this difficulty, I don't know. It might only take one to kill a plague heart, but I'm not sure. But they are very expensive, so we're not gonna spend any money on that. But as you can see, they got the RTX Rampart. It's a 44 Magnum. I think it's full auto. It's not the greatest gun. It's pretty good against the Juggernaut zombies because 44 mag hits hard. But outside of that, I really don't like this gun, me personally. 44 mag's your thing because caliber doesn't really mean anything to zombies because one headshot with a 22, one headshot with a 50 cal is still one headshot. Except the fact that your 50 cal or your 44 mag is more expensive to craft and harder to find. So it's generally a decent gun. If you want a collector's item, collect it. Now this one here, the RTX Piranha, this is a 45 caliber sidearm. This is actually a really good gun. I might actually buy this one. 25 round mag, shoots 45. It can be suppressed. It's pretty good in my opinion. I think this one also can be full auto, if I'm not mistaken. You have the RTX Hordebringer, 40 round mag. This is a pretty good gun. And then you have the RTX Stormbringer, which is actually one of the more popular guns amongst the SOD community. 400 influence, 60 round of 7.62. Really, really good gun. I'm personally not going to buy it, though, because we do have an AK. Do I have an AK? I don't remember if I have an AK on this. I have an M4. Playthroughs, guys, they all kind of get the same. And this is the RTX Cyclone. So this is a sidearm assault shotgun. This is one of two sidearm shotguns in the game. You have the sawn-off, which is a sidearm in the game, and then you have this. Now this one is a bit. I wouldn't say it's better than a sawn-off because the sawn-off doesn't jam or break. This one does. This one shoots a little bit faster. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. But they got the Katana Machete, pretty good. It's a pretty good, whatchamacallit, bladed weapon. And then they have the RTX Extermination Blade. So this and the Katana Machete are kind of the same, but this one has a bit more durability. I personally like this bladed weapon a lot. So we'll definitely buy that. And fuel, they sell fuel and ammo. I could use some ammo, actually. So I'll buy a bag of their ammo. And we also just got another trader on the map, which is the Trumbull Valley Trader. Now, this trader has unique items that are only from Trumbull Valley. Well, I'll swing by and we'll check that one out next. And I think I might buy the other bag of... no, you know what? So a thing is, guys, when it comes to buying resources, like you can do it, but I would save that for more of the mid-game, unless it's just a resource you really, really need at that moment. I would save it for more mid-game because right now it's like I'm wasting money buying ammo that I could just go out and loot. You know what I mean? Like there's the map is not even touched. Look at all this map that has not even been touched yet. And I'm out here spending money on something I could just go and get for free. So I did it more out of a convenience thing. But generally, yeah, you don't have to do that. I did want this blade though. I really, really wanted that blade, so. Let's go swing by the Trumbull Valley Trader, see what kind of, if they have anything unique. Screamer in the road up there. Okay, so this Scorpion here is it's a network weapon. You can only get this gun from her or on the Trumbull Valley map, which that robot was telling us to move to. Don't listen to the robot. Don't move to Trumbull Valley yet. Learn how to play the game, and then you can go over there. But yeah, right here, this is a pretty good weapon. Pretty good weapon. And sack of ammo. Yeah, so nothing that we really want at all. But it's always good to check. Give the traders a peek, see if they have anything that you're looking for specifically. And now we're going to go do that builder and plunder mission. Damn. Pretty good horde right there. So as you can see, the game's going to start getting a little harder. I told you, as you play, the difficulty keeps going up and up and up. Now we're starting to see plague hordes a lot more frequently than we were before. Okay, so this survivor, we know is going to be getting tired here soon. We went out, we hunted the feral with him, we did a bunch of that stuff. So I'm going to swap him out preemptively before I go out on this next mission. Plus, the builder and plunder might require me to play as a certain survivor. Let me see. So it's Boyle's personal goal. So good thing I didn't switch survivors, guys, because this is Boyle, and it's his mission. If I would have swapped off him, it would have canceled this mission. So we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to bring him out. So before you do, if there is a mission that you have your eyes on, make sure you check, say who the mission is. And if it says it's Boyle's personal goal, that means you have to play as said survivor in order to do it. All right. Now, in this game, if you are on a mission and you can't swap survivors and your survivor gets tired, I don't think I have any currently, but there is items in the game you can use to get rid of the fatigue, and it's coffee and espresso drinks. I don't have either right now. You can craft both, but you need a kitchen facility right here. Allows you to craft coffee, but I'm not going to build that right now. We should be okay. Now for this mission here, I have to talk to, anytime you have a question, okay, what do I do for the mission? Just click on it and I'll bring it. So I have to talk to Tiara about the site she discovered. So it's going to be somebody in your community. I think this is Tiara here. She said, I know you want to check out the Peeling Blue Shed. It looks promising, but crawling with zombies. Now for this mission, you have to bring a follower with you. It's just required by the mission. And there's another horde over there. Nice. All right. So I want to make sure that she's got some good equipment on her if she's going to be following me. So let me check her inventory. She has no guns at all and a shovel. So she would have been absolutely useless. So we're going to take that crap off her. Dump it in here. We're going to get her a good backpack. And we're going to get her a firearm of some sort. We'll give her a shotgun. So we'll give her a backpack and shotgun. Make sure you equip it on her. Equip backpack, equip shotgun. Now she'll be a little bit more useful. Now, when you're going to the shed, as you said, the shed is full of zombies. So make sure you're ready to fight multiple zombies. If anything, your go-to when it comes to hordes is fire. Fire is very, very powerful in State of Decay. So either a Molotov or a fuel bomb, bring multiples just in case you miss your first shot. I'm only going to bring one Molotov. And maybe we can use this opportunity to showcase distractions really quick. I will bring some distraction items with me, just in case. Okay, so she should follow us out here. All right, so I'm going to take before I head out on a mission, I want a good game plan on my head. Okay, where am I going? Am I going into plague territory? Am I going to somewhere dangerous? Like, where are we going? All of this she said was the peeling blue shed. So bring up your map, and it shows you. Okay, it's right down the road. It's not in plague territory. I don't really have anything to worry about. And always scout, always take into your mind where we're headed before you actually head there. So as you guys can see, horde there and horde there. Is that another horde? And another horde there. So as you guys can see, the hordes are starting to pick up. And it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. We got feral spawning now. We got hordes spawning. Pretty consistent. Oh, we found a taxi cab. It's actually a rarer vehicle in the game. And a huge horde right there. What the hell? Whoa, okay, guys. Standard Zone's actually surprising me a little bit right now. So I'm going to quickly throw this in there. Because now I'll explain to you what just happened right there. The bloater popped, okay? And when the bloaters pop, their gas is flammable. So if you throw fire at it, what it does is it causes a huge explosion. And that explosion will kill most of the zombies in that proximity. Now, the reason why I rushed that is because there was a bunch of zombies in there. And I have this huge horde in the road here with a screamer, 2 bloaters, and a bunch of zombies making their way down towards me right now. So I don't want that smoke right now. I advise you, if you see something like that, try to keep your space and just let it pass. But I should have killed everything in here with that explosion. Yep. And as you can see, it killed every zombie that was in this area. Now that horde right there, like I said, that's quite nasty. I didn't expect that. Like I said, I haven't played on Standard Zone in a really, really long time, guys. So it's a revelation for me. Holy crap. Okay, there we go. So we found 2 of the materials so far. And my survivor just got tired. So definitely want to be careful now. And there's the 3rd bag. So 3 bags of materials here. Now, as you guys can see, that horde is coming right towards me. I have no fire. So what I want to do is I'm going to throw these distraction items. Now, this is how you use distractions, guys. Now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to put some distance in between me and them. So I'm going to kill the screamer. I missed my shot. All right, never mind. We'll let him pass. Nope, they're coming back. Okay, so I'm going to kill the screamer. Okay. And then I'm going to kill the bloaters. I want to kill all the nasty zombies that I don't want to deal with. Interception. Now, as you can see, I'm just kind of taking my time, slowly picking these guys off with the crossbow because my survivor's tired. And if I were to try to fight them in melee or something like that, it'd be really, really nasty. My stamina would keep depleting. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of taking my time, picking them off from range with the quiet crossbow because they're passing over this way anyways. There's nothing I can do about it. This is the way they want to go. So we're just going to kind of whittle away at this horde. And even 4 zombies, I don't really want to fight any of these guys in melee if I don't have to. Once I get it down to about 2, we can melee the rest of these, so I don't waste any more bolts. Remember, I showed you guys the grab and push. All right, now make sure you go pick up all your crossbow bolts. That was a pretty good sized horde right there. Nasty too. 2 bloaters and a screamer. And that wasn't even an infested horde. That was just a random ass horde just traveling on the road. Okay, so let's finish this mission. All right. The mission says 2, but there was 3 in here, so I want to make sure I grab all of them. Now, my storage at base is been increased. So now, as you guys can see, I can hold 35 of each resource. And then you can even specialize. You can upgrade again. But on a 3rd level storage increase, it's you can't do everything. So you have to specialize. So, for instance, you could specialize in materials. Or you could specialize in food and meds, or you could specialize in ammo and fuel. I would advise you never specialize in materials. You are going to have the materials are going to be the resource you probably have an overabundance of. In the lower difficulties, you're going to have so many materials. But realistically, materials are probably the one that you need the least mid to late game, because once you have all your stuff crafted, all your facilities crafted, materials are kind of meh, doesn't really matter. But your food and meds are always going to be something that you're going to be spending. And I feel like you're going to have an overabundance of either food and meds, depending on how you're doing your community, or ammo and fuel. Those are generally the 2 I go for. Materials, like I said, you will have an overabundance, but once you start upgrading facilities, you're going to constantly be spending materials, breaking materials down. But I generally, what I do with my extra materials, I just load them up in the trunks of cars. And then I'll specialize, because this only gives you 1 resource that you get plus 20, and these give you 2 resources that you get plus 20. So why go at 1 when you can get 2? So depending on the community, I generally go for ammo fuel. But like I said, it all just depends on you and how your base is set up. But as you guys can see, they all have requirements, though. You need munitions for this and water. You need power and electricity for this. And then for this, you need knowledge of construction. So they all have requirements. All right, let's get back to base, though. I am going to loot out the shed, though, while we're here. I got a little bit of inventory. Shed, it's right here. Why not? Lady, where's your backpack? Is it glitched? Okay, so she's just glitched. It's fine. There we wow. Randomly found some food in here. Never heard that radio line before. Now at night, now that we know that bloaters are spawning too, when you're driving, don't like you. It's so easy to just go pedal to the metal and just zoom, but you want to be making sure that you're keeping your eyes open for the bloaters, because you don't want to run into them. Chat. You don't want to run into them. Okay. Do your best to avoid it. Now, this horde's not going to go anywhere. So what I always tell you guys, hit them with the back of your car. If you're going to hit zombies with the car, use the back like that. Spin around. Hit them with the back. As you guys can see, there's a plague sample there. So we're going to get out and get that. There's only like 2 zombies left. That's why we need to get these samples. So that's 1 horde down, and then we know that there's another one right up on the side of our base here. It might be gone, but we got to be careful because as you guys can see, my fatigue, my fatigue is going down and down and down and down. It's just going to keep getting worse. I think the horde might have moved on. Okay, so I think I have enough space to store all of these. Yep. All right, there we go. So go ahead, get him equipped with a base defense weapon. And then Perez also has a mission, but what is it? So Perez is our doc. Nikki. I generally, I'll have like a set group of survivors that I send out in the field. We did have an AK. Okay, I wasn't tripping. Yeah, we do have an AK-47. Yeah, I should have known because I brought it with me on the play cart last episode. Yeah, so I'm not completely out of my mind. All right, so as you guys can see, though, I'm inspecting my gear right now. This trench tool is quite beat up. We got some parts, so we'll throw some repairs on this. Get it fixed up a little bit. Get her equipped with the handgun, crossbow, stamina, health, and bolts. Now she's equipped. I'm going to reload my handgun because I did shoot a shot earlier at that bloater. Handgun's full. We're kitted out. Weapons are repaired. This has 1 repair. You don't have to worry about that. And we're ready to head back out. So as you guys can see, we did a little bit of just exploring today. Did some more missions. And next, we got to promote a leader. And I don't think anybody's eligible yet. So we still have nobody who's eligible. Like I said, you can grind out people by just doing missions with that person, and they'll get their standing. She's probably the closest one we have to being a leader. Now, you don't need a leader. Like, you don't need one right now. But next episode, we're probably going to look into moving to this new base here. So that's what we'll start off with. We'll send a survivor down there. We'll inspect the place out, clear it, and then we'll think about moving. But before moving, what I like to do is I like to clear out the area of loot. All this stuff here, because I'm not going to want to come all the way back up here just to loot, because I like to have my outposts in areas that I'm operating in. So for me to have, outposts way up here and my base way down here, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm probably going to start moving my outposts around a little bit. But yeah, next episode, we're going to go around. We'll clear out these areas here. Just get all the goodies. Some of these houses might have some good stuff in them. House shed over here. Get all the loot we can. And then, we're going to pack up and move. So thank you guys again. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Like I said, it's picking up. It's picking up a little bit. I was actually surprised on some of the horde compositions we've seen already. So definitely make sure you guys are being careful because, yeah, it's a little more than what I even expected at this point. So thank you guys again. Remember, if you're enjoying this and you want more of this guide, just smash that like button. It's the best way to let me know that you guys are enjoying it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, try my best to answer you. Like I said, even if I don't, look out, other people in the community are constantly answering questions just as good as I could, if not better. So thank you guys again. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.